Good day. Welcome to another version of today's Living Word. I'm Dwayne Matz, and Mark, yes, here's my coffee cup. Thank you for joining me again today. We're continuing in the book of Job, chapter 42, the last chapter of Job, and we're looking at verse 1. Then Job answered the Lord and said, I know that you can do everything, and that no purpose of yours can be withheld from you. Well, after God had set Job and his buddies straight on who's calling the shots, Job here humbles himself before God as he finally acknowledges God's sovereignty. He says, God, I see now that you can do everything. And he adds that your plans are unthwartable. No purpose of yours can be withheld from you. So the light is dawning on Job concerning his trial. The devil may have inflicted it, but he had God's permission, and he could only go so far as God allowed him. Just think about that, and let's go back to the beginning of the book, Job chapter 1, beginning at verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan was also came among them. And the Lord said to Satan, From where do you come? So Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro on the earth, from walking back and forth on it. Then the Lord said to Satan, Well, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man who fears God and shuns evil? So Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not made a hedge around him, around his household, and around all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But now stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. And the Lord said to Satan, Behold, all that he has is in your power. Only do not lay a hand on his person. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. So the Lord addresses Satan and asks, Hey, what you been up to? And he replies, Oh, the usual, stalking around, looking for victims. 1 Peter 5:8, Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. God, have you considered my believer Job? Yeah, right. He's locked in solid with you, and you've blessed him beyond measure. Just lift your hand of protection from him and see what happens. Okay, God says, you can bring trial into his life, but don't do him bodily harm. And so the trials of Job began, and here in this last chapter, we see that God's thought, his purpose all along, was to strengthen and clarify Job's faith. And we can take heart from this truth as we walk this sod. God's plans, his purposes for you and I will ultimately work out for good in accordance with his will. It's just as Romans 8:28 states, we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. Purpose. There's that word again, purpose, according to God's unthwartable thoughts. The word shows up again in Isaiah 14:24. The Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, Surely as I have thought, so it shall come to pass, and as I have purposed, so it shall stand. God's plans are unthwartable, and he has the power to carry them out as he sees fit. Now, it may be a rough go for you and I this side of heaven, but his ultimate plan for those who love him is inexpressibly good. 1 Corinthians 2:9 puts it this way, But as it is written, Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. I'm Dwayne Matz, and that's today's Living Word.